All right, let's break into it with the thing that brought me the most smiles on my face over the last few weeks. Linus Torvalds, the man behind the Linux kernel himself, has outed himself as Tron. He fights for the user. At least that's how I interpreted it. This all stems from a Linux kernel mailing list post from August 3rd, where he starts, and I kid you not, damn it, I haven't had to shout and curse at people for a while, but this is absolutely, he's speaking all in caps here, absolutely the most important thing in the universe when it comes to software development. So, what is he talking about? Well, there was basically, let's talk about this from the high level. Without getting into the nitty-gritties, there was a patch that was suggested for the Linux kernel itself that would cause breakages to userland software because that userland software was working around the previously existing bug. Pretty straightforward. This post from Zdenek says, in my humble opinion, as the author of fixing this patch, users should not be upgrading kernels and keep running older LVM2 userland tools. And there are very good reasons for this, yada, yada, yada. So Linus hops in when he sees this and responds as follows. The particulars of this bug is not the important part. The important part is what Linus is about to say. It's awesome. Here we go. Yeah. Hell no. Guess what? You're wrong. You are missing the number one kernel rule. If you're listening to the audio version, you're missing out because like half of this is in caps. We do not regress. We do not regress exactly because you are 100% wrong. And the reason you state for your opinion is in fact exactly why you are wrong. Your good reasons are pure and utter garbage. I just love how intense he gets. All right. The whole point of we do not regress is so that people can upgrade the kernel and never have to worry about it. Kernel had a bug which has been fixed is something he's quoting from the previous thing, the previous message. And he says in response, that is entirely immaterial. Guys, whether something was buggy or not does not matter. Why? Bugs happen. That's a fact of life. Arguing that we had to break something because we were fixing a bug is completely insane. We fix tens of bugs every single day. Thinking that fixing a bug means that we can break something is simply not true. So bugs simply aren't even relevant to the discussion. They happen, they get found, they get fixed. And it has nothing to do with we break users. Because the only thing that matters is the user. Basically, he's arguing that, yeah, if you're fixing a kernel level bug, it shouldn't be breaking userland stuff that people are using. You shouldn't have a new fixed version of the Linux kernel and all of a sudden software we were running on it doesn't work anymore. Linus is fighting for us. He goes on. How hard is that to understand? I love this man. Anybody who uses "but it was buggy" as an argument is entirely missing the point. As far as the user was concerned, it wasn't buggy. It worked for him or her. Maybe it worked because the user had taken the bug into account. Maybe it worked because the user didn't notice. Again, it doesn't matter. It worked for the user. Breaking a user workflow for a bug is absolutely the worst reason for breakage you can imagine. It's basically saying, I took something that worked and I broke it, but now it's better. Do you not see how beeping insane that statement is? Without users, your program is not a program. It's a pointless piece of code that you might as well throw away. Seriously, this is why the number one rule for kernel development is we don't break users. Because I fixed a bug is absolutely not an argument if that bug fix broke a user setup. You actually introduced a much bigger bug by fixing something that the user clearly didn't even care about. And damn it, we upgrade the kernel all the time without upgrading any other programs at all. It is absolutely required because flag days and dependencies are horribly bad. And it is also required simply because I, as a kernel developer, do not upgrade random other tools that I don't even care about as I develop the kernel. And I want any of my users to feel safe doing the same time. So no, your rule is completely wrong. If you cannot upgrade a kernel without upgrading some other random binary, then we have a problem. Linus. I just had to read that for all of you because it made me smile. He's basically declaring that he is Tron and he fights for the user no matter what. No matter what the master controller wants, Linus will fight for the user and make sure that you will continue to function. I thought that was rather awesome. This clip of the Lunduke Show is brought to you in part by those amazing nerds over at Pogo Linux. Huge servers, little servers, medium servers, storage servers, compute servers. Find out more at pogolinux.com. Subscribers to the Lunduke Show on Patreon get MP3 audio downloads with RSS podcast feed and DRM-free video downloads also with RSS feed of the full-length version of the Lunduke Show. More information on how to join at patreon.com/BrianLunduke and Lunduke.com.